We all are becoming passionate about knowing where our food comes from, and that's why in this episode of The Florida Homesteader, we're taking our podcast on a little walk and talk through the Farmers Pantry, talking to all the vendors and farmers who are working hard to bring your family quality homemade, home-raised products that you will enjoy. Talk about farm to table and everything in between. This episode is going to inspire you to change your shopping locations from inside a store to an outside market. Supporting local farmers, that's what we're doing, and we're bringing you along for the journey.
We are out at the Farmers Pantry. We're going to do a walk and talk. This is a beautiful day out here off of Arbuckle in Avon Park, and we're going to meet some of the vendors that come out to this. But first, I want to introduce you to Miss JoAnne, and you're going to get to know more about her because she has CBbees. If you are looking for locally grown honey, this is going to be the one lady you're going to want to talk to. But first, we're going to talk about the Farmers Pantry.
Yes, ma'am.
So, was this your idea, Brian Belcher's idea? How did this come about?
Well, it was his idea, but as I travel for the summer with our bees, which we'll get into that later, but when I came back in the fall, he met with me and said, let's go ahead and move forward for this. I've added this whole other part of the roof, and let's see what we can do about bringing the community together, give them one spot to shop from, instead of like we do today, have a pop-up market. They can come here twice a week to be able to shop and get their locals pantry needs. That's why we call it the Farmers Pantry. So it has eggs, milk, sometimes cheese. We have different meat and jams, jellies, all that great stuff.
All locally grown.
All locally grown.
Mm-hmm.
So
locally made by local farmers, homesteaders.
Homesteaders.
And yes, absolutely.
So we have 10 local farmers, growers, or producers that sell their products under this roof.
Mm-hmm. And for those, and we'll talk to Brian in just a little bit because if you have this would be the March-April issue of the Florida Homesteader magazine, you're going to see an article in there on cracker cattle. That is Brian. And with their farm that they have, the ranch that they have here, they also have an Airbnb. So if you are traveling from out of town, you can actually stay at the Airbnb and come shop at the Farmers Pantry, and you never have to leave the property because then you have everything that you need to eat.
Correct. Yes.
While you're here.
So the Farmer Pantry is open here on Thursday evenings from 4 to 7, and then on Sundays from 9 to 1.
Mm-hmm. So show us the pantry. This is so cute. This is so fun to see.
So if we want to go ahead and go around this way, here we have, which kind of inspired our name, was when we got all these little cupboards and that, so they look like a pantry. So we've got extracts and syrup, sugarcane syrup, maple syrup, some stewed tomatoes, and then we also have behind us here, we've got some pickled goods, which is by Sweet Peas Bakery. She does the pickled goods and all the jams. Miss Barbara, she's part of CBbees, but she goes by the market mayor as well because she's a shaking the hands and kissing the baby kind of thing. So her product is called the Mayor's Delight. She does different green beans and dilly beans, which she took one of Jamie's canning classes.
She passed it with flying colors. So.
So then we got a gal that does crocheted. Sky's the limit. She's from the Avon Park Sebring area. And then we've got like all this cute little cookies to go. Got everything in there. That's by somebody. And then we have our beeswax candles, honey, and then someone does soaps. This is like her kitchen soap, but she's got others in the other part of the pantry. We have some teas, which is by Marge's Market. They're out of Frostproof, and actually they are here today. They do all different kind of teas, herbs that they grow in their own homestead. And then someone that does different seasonings, Magic Magpie. She's out of Avon Park as well. And then we have the sourdough breads and more of Skyla's crocheted pieces. We do have a refrigerator and 2 freezers that are always stocked as well with farm-raised chicken from Dusty Boots and Back Roads. And then we do have bone broths and hummus, and then all the lamb and pork products. And one of the features that we have here at the Farmers Pantry, since we're all about community and cooking and food. This file index box was actually Grandma Belcher's, Brian's mom's. She's passed, and I was at her home, and I'm like, oh, this has to come out to the Farmers Pantry so everyone can grab a recipe.
Yeah.
And they could take it home and cook, and then they could also bring a recipe that someone else in the community can use as well. Yeah, let's see, what else do we have? Other goodies. Yeah, let's see. We didn't get much into here. And then here's more of Marge's Markets products. They have different salves and the tinctures. This is more of the soaps from Be Thankful. And then they also had elderberry and all that kind of stuff. And we do have an issue of Florida Homesteader here.
Best issue out here, right?
All that good stuff. All locally made. They use local products to make their products. Like with Marge's Market, they use our honey to make into they use in their elderberry or their fire cider. And then our beeswax when she does her salves.
Nice.
And then we have all of Brian's. So all the freezers have all his beef in there, which is grass-fed, grass-finished beef from the Florida cracker cattle, which he'll explain.
We're going to
More of that.
take a little trip on out to see some of the calves. So you get to see a little bit of the cracker cattle, which in a previous episode, we interviewed with Brian, and we actually had Mr. Sykes, one of the younger or he wasn't fully grown kind of a steer that we had. So we're going to take a little tour and see that as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're going to come by and see your booth.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll be there to CBbees here in just a second.
All right.
All right. Let's go see some more.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this podcast, Walk and Talk through the Farmers Pantry. We hope that you enjoyed getting to know each of these vendors a little bit more and some of the amazing products that they are providing. This is one of the things that we love to do, encourage and inspire y'all to get out, go find a farmer's market near you, and support those local farmers for what they are doing, because they are really doing some amazing things. Thanks for joining us on this podcast chat, and y'all keep growing, keep preserving, and keep that Florida homesteading spirit alive. Y'all come back now.